4 months ago, I was tired, not just physically, but mentally as well. I was tired of telling myself I was going to change and never following through. I was tired of telling myself I'd start tomorrow, saying tomorrow I'd eat better, I'd go to the gym, or that tomorrow I'd finally get serious. But tomorrow kept turning into next week, then next month, and then just someday. But eventually I realized something. My problem wasn't that I was lacking motivation. My problem was that I was depending on motivation. Because motivation is great when it's there, but usually motivation doesn't stick around. Some days you wake up excited, you actually feel focused, and you feel driven. You feel like nothing can even stop you. But unfortunately, most days aren't like that. Most days you're tired, and most days you'd rather just stay in bed. Most days you'd rather just order takeout than to spend the time cooking something healthy. Most days you'd rather do literally anything other than the thing you know you should be doing. And if your progress depends on being motivated, you're just gonna end up quitting the moment motivation disappears. And that's exactly what I used to do. I used to have a good few days, maybe even a good few weeks. Then I'd lose motivation and fall right back into my old habits. Over and over again, until I finally understood something. Motivation might get you started, but discipline is what actually keeps you going. And that's something that changed everything for me. Because I stopped asking myself if I felt like doing it. I stopped negotiating with myself. I stopped waiting for the perfect day. Instead, I just focused on showing up, even when I didn't want to, especially when I didn't want to. Because those are the days that actually matter. Anybody can go to the gym when they feel motivated. Anybody can eat healthy when they're feeling inspired. The real test is what you do when you don't feel like it, because that's where progress is actually made. Not on the easy days, but on the hard ones. One thing I've struggled with for the past few years is late night binge eating. And honestly, if you're someone who's ever struggled with your weight, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You could have a perfect day. You could hit your macros. You could get your workout in. You could drink all the water that you were supposed to drink. And everything could be going according to plan. Then 10 o'clock at night hits and you're just sitting on the couch. You're sitting there bored. You might even be stressed. And suddenly your brain's convincing you that a snack is not gonna hurt. But then that snack turns into another one, and then another one. And before you know it, you've eaten way more than you ever planned to. And that was one of the biggest things holding me back. And if I'm being totally honest, it's still something I catch myself doing sometimes. The difference is, I don't let it destroy my progress anymore, because one bad night does not erase months of good decisions. And for the longest time, I had an all or nothing mindset. If I messed up my diet even at one point, I'd convince myself the day was ruined. And if the day was ruined, well, I might as well keep eating, right? And I'd tell myself that I could just restart Monday, restart next week, or restart next month. And that's the cycle that kept me stuck. What I've learned over the past 4 months is perfection is a losing game. Nobody is perfect, and nobody eats perfectly every single day. And there is definitely no one that makes the perfect decision every day. The people who succeed aren't the people that never mess up, but they are the people that keep going even when they do. One bad meal won't ruin your progress. One bad day is not gonna ruin your progress. What does ruin progress is turning one mistake into a reason to quit. Think about it. If you got a flat tire on your car, you're not gonna get out and slash the other three. But what you would do is fix the problem and just keep driving. But that's exactly what so many of us do when it comes to fitness. We make one mistake and we convince ourselves that we failed. And then we throw away days, weeks, or months because of one bad decision. And that's what I finally stopped doing. Now if I mess up, I acknowledge it and I move on and I get right back on track. No guilt, no self-hatred, and no starting over. Just on to the next proper decision. And honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons I've been able to lose this 30 pounds. Not because I've been perfect, because I haven't. Not because I've been motivated every day, because I definitely haven't. But because I've been consistent. And consistency beats perfection every single time. And here's something I think is important to say. I'm still not where I want to be. Not even close. I might have lost 30 pounds, and I'm proud of that, but I still have a long way to go. I still have goals I want to reach, and I still have more weight I want to lose. I still have habits I'm trying to improve, and I still have days where I struggle. But despite all of that, the biggest change has not been physical. It's been mental. 4 months ago, I didn't even trust myself. I'd make promises to myself and I wouldn't keep them. I'd always tell myself I'd start tomorrow, and I never would. I'd always convince myself that one mistake meant I failed. And I'd spend so much time thinking about changing my life, and I'd never change it. But today things are different. Not because I'm perfect, not because I've figured everything out, but because I know that even when I mess up, I'm not gonna quit. And I know even when I'm feeling unmotivated, I'm still gonna show up. And I also know that even when I have a bad day, I'm gonna get back on track. And that's a feeling I never had before. For the first time in a long time, I actually trust myself. I trust myself to keep going. I trust myself to stay consistent. I trust myself to actually follow through. And honestly, that feeling is worth so much more than the weight I've lost. The 30 pounds is amazing, but knowing that I can make a promise to myself and actually keep it, that's what changed my life. So if you're watching this and you're trying to lose weight, here's what I want you to remember. You do not need to be perfect, and you certainly don't need to be motivated every single day. You don't need some secret strategy. What you do need is to just keep showing up, keep making the right decisions, and keep moving forward. And when you mess up, because you will, do not use it as an excuse to quit. Because one bad day isn't failure. Failure is deciding you're done. As long as you keep going, you're still in the fight. 4 months ago, I decided to change my life. And while I'm still nowhere near the finish line, I'm 30 pounds closer than I ever was before. One workout at a time, one meal at a time, one decision at a time. And if I could do it for 4 months, I can do it for 4 more. And I can do it for 4 more months after that. Because motivation comes and goes, but discipline changes your life.